So last week we concluded our study of the Jubilee of Deacons, which happened on February 21st to February 23rd. There were more than 4,000 permanent deacons around the world gathered in Rome for that weekend, and there was a mass of ordination for 23 new deacons. In the homily, the Holy Father reminds deacons, and of course all of us, to live in the spirit of forgiveness, selfless service, and communion. So we concluded last weekend, and this week we moving on to the new event just happened in Rome, March 8th and 9th last weekend. It's called the Jubilee of the World of Volunteer. So last weekend there were about 25,000 people from over 100 countries gathered in Rome. They all walked through the Holy Door, and they had their conferences on cultural, artistic, and spiritual activities. They had Mass in the Basilica, St. Peter Basilica, and also the Angelus at 12 noon. So what does it mean to volunteer? The Bishop of the United States explained that volunteering in service to the church and society is a way to holiness. And they also make the point to say that the heartbeat of every parish is not the clergy, not the staff, but the volunteer. Hundreds and thousands of volunteers make the heartbeat of every parish because they contribute their stewardship of time, talent, and treasure for the benefit of others, so which is true. In the Mass for the volunteers in Rome, their homily was prepared by the Holy Father, but the Holy Father was still sick in the hospital, and it's Bishop, the Cardinal Michael Zerny, celebrated the Mass and delivered the homily. The homily focused on Jesus being led into the desert. And when Jesus entered the desert, a decisive change occurred. The place of silence became a place of listening. Silence and listening comes to go hand in hand. Jesus' journey began with an act of listening and obedience to God the Father. In the homily, the Holy Father wants us to consider three aspects of Jesus' temptation and, of course, our own. We want to focus on the beginning, the way it takes place, and the result. The beginning, Jesus' temptation is intentional and out of filial openness to the Father. Jesus knew ahead of time there will be temptations in the desert, but he wanted to go anyway, not for himself, but for all of us to learn from him. The devil tempted the old Adam, and it was successful, but now they tempted Jesus, the new Adam, in the desert, and they lost. The way that the devil attacked Jesus, the devil wanted to destroy the relationship between Jesus with God his Father and have Jesus exploit his position. And the devil continued to do that for every one of us. So they also want to exploit Jesus' positions by saying that if you are the Son of God, command this stone to become a loaf of bread. And if you are the Son of God, throw yourself down. So those are the ways that the devil tried to attack Jesus. And now we need to look at the way that Jesus chooses to battle against the temptation. He chose to live out his unique and exclusive relationship with God. He did not want to lose that, so he did everything to fight back. His success is a gift that he shares with the world for our salvation. He overcame the temptation so that we can learn from him, and which is a gift to every one of us. The result of these temptations, Jesus at the end, he vanquishes the devil, and the devil waits for another opportunity. And if you remember, the devil will come back. And they came back on Golgotha. Jesus is tempted again. Remember, the people at the foot of the cross say, if you are the Son of God, come down from the cross. Jesus can do that, but he chose not to because he doesn't want to, bargain with their temptation with the devil. So those are our learning today about the Jubilee for the volunteers, and next week we will go into the second part of it. And now we stand, continue with the prayer of the faithful.